Hi and welcome. My name is Leah Voigt and I work for Metropolitan Family Service where I do credit coaching with business owners. In our last video, we talked about the basics of business credit. In this video, we ask the question, is your business ready to start building credit? So thanks for being here. Today's presentation was made possible by Prosper Portland and presents information from Credit Builders Alliance. Metropolitan Family Service is a nonprofit with over 70 years of experience as part of the Portland community. It helps people move beyond the limitations of poverty, inequity, and social isolation. Our goal is to act as partners in breaking down barriers and supporting the strength of each person, family, and community. We help people gain prosperity, promote equity, and we build a connected community for all ages. You can learn more about what we do at mfspdx.org. So, as I said, this training was presented by CBA, Credit Builders Alliance, and their mission is bridging the gap between equity-focused nonprofits and credit bureaus to unlock credit as an asset for all. The content in this training should not be construed as and does not constitute legal advice on any specific matter. The information is provided without representation that's complete, and it's not an endorsement of any specific product, lenders, or credit building strategies. You should carefully consider any product or strategy before entering into an agreement. So, is your business ready to build credit? There's no definitive rule about when to start building business credit. Each business and each business owner is going to have a unique combination of factors to consider. There are no right or wrong answers here, no judgments, just an opportunity to reflect on where your business is at right now. The timeline for using personal or business credit varies for each business, and the size of the borrowing that it's doing when a business is beginning or smaller, then the emphasis and its ability to borrow is much more based off the business owner's personal credit score. As the business grows in length of time, in its entity, in the amount of money that it's borrowing, then the emphasis shifts and lenders look a lot more at business credit overall. So today we're talking about business credit, and just a reminder, one of the reasons we ask, is your business ready and what timeline makes sense for you and your business? So some of the things that are green flags, if you will, for that your business is ready to start building credit is that it's registered and licensed, generally via your Secretary of State. There's clear expenses like inventory, rent, ongoing purchases. You want to grow, that's a goal of you and your business. And it can continue to make on-time payments for existing accounts while potentially borrowing more money and having more accounts to then repay in the future. Sometimes there's other things you need to work on first. Doesn't mean you won't be able to pursue business credit, but it just means that now might not be the right time to put your full focus on that there's some other things that might be beneficial to focus on first. So if you're in the stage where you have a great business idea and it's not yet together with a business plan and really into action, might be a good time to wait and focus on those things first. If your business doesn't currently have cash flow or cash on hand to cover the current needs and expenses going on, if your personal credit needs some work, depending on where you are on that chart that we looked at earlier, your personal credit score might be the main focus in terms of credit scores that a lender looks at as part of your business loan or credit application. It might be that even when it's bigger and looking at business credit, that they might look at your personal credit score as well. So making sure that that is in a really strong place so it can be a foundation and an asset for the work you're doing with your business. Since credit building can take time, you can also work on other things at the same time, such as those things we listed earlier. As we talk about being ready, are you prepared to, or have you already brought in professional assistance? There are some questions related to formally establishing a business that are really complex, and even more so when it comes to financing, accounting, and registration. And so being in a place where you are able to and willing to hiring legal, tax, or accounting specialists to help you out. This is definitely an extra step, and can have a price tag attached to it. And when working with a professional, making sure that you have someone that knows your specific situation, is qualified, is trustworthy, can really help you out in the long run. If you have a resource network where you are, I mentioned that I work with Prosper Portland and the Inclusive Business Resource Network. I know that there are resources there that can help get business owners connected to some of these services to help them on their way. So furthermore, when you're asking, is my business ready to start building credit? One of the things that can be really helpful to look at is what is the current banking status of your business. You can have things like separate accounts for your banking and your personal checking and savings. Make sure that that information is clear, separate, easy to look at, and available for lenders when they want to see that information as well. It can also require some additional steps, some additional requirements, but those are also, as we talk about building a foundation for success later in your business, these are parts of those preparation steps as well. So beyond bank accounts, many business credit product will also ask for other documents on their applications. So things like your business's monthly budget, profit and loss statements, your debt to monthly business income statements for your business to make sure that it's not trying to take out too much credit too quickly, and a 12-month cash flow projection to help show where your business intends to go over the next year. Where are you in your business journey? Have you heard these terms before? Are you checking off all the boxes as we're talking about it, saying, yep, I have all this covered, and now I am ready to go into looking more into what my business can do now to get ready for growth later. This is an example of some information that you might want to have readily available as you start this credit building for your business. Things like your financial and tax documents for the business, maybe depending on how your business is set up and what the lender is asking for, having your personal financial statements ready as well, and organizational paperwork like registration documents, your EIN, operating agreements, business plan. Keep in mind, these are guidelines. Every lender is going to be different about what they want you to be able to show them, what they're going to look at, and what they're going to evaluate when deciding if it's the right fit for a business credit product. So take this time, pause and reflect. Do you feel like building business credit is the right step for you and your business right now? If so, taking a moment, why is that? What benefit do I think it's going to give me? What am I hoping to see from it? And if not, what are some things that you can do now to get ready for that process so you can feel like you and your business are in a confident place for starting that credit building journey? Credit building takes time, really important both to get started, but also to make sure you have a really secure foundation where you're starting as well. Thanks for watching and talking about what factors to consider when asking whether you and your business might be ready for business credit building. Our next video assumes the answer is yes and talks about, okay, if you're ready or you're just curious about what those next steps might look like, what those options are for starting that process, then I hope to see you there.
We covered a lot of information today, and business finance is a really big topic, and running your business is a really big job. So I also want to share some additional resources. The FDIC Money Smart for Small Business materials might be beneficial if you more generally want to learn about different topics related to small business development and banking. You might also be interested in seeking out mentorship via SCORE's network of retired entrepreneurs and business leaders. And local and regional small business development centers can also be good resources for additional business advice and counseling. I've included the Oregon Small Business Development Center link on this slide. Other resources that might be helpful include the U.S. Small Business Administration, This is listed as the website for the Portland district. The Portland district in this case actually covers most of Oregon state, particularly the western side, and then the Oregon Office of Small Business Assistance and the Portland Small Business Hub.